Drug and alcohol addiction is one of America's challenges impacting all ages today. We visited Fellowship Foundation, a recovery community organization in Margate. We caught up with co-founder Rick Riccardi and operations manager Sarah Barclay and learned about how they bring hope and change every day.
What does Fellowship provide for people?
Fellowship Living Facilities is here, meaning this is in Margate. We have a place in Fort Lauderdale also that has 30 women in it. And here there's 185 men in 57 apartments. And we're all together as a community in recovery from drugs and alcohol. And it's a support services operation where we help each other get through everything from day-to-day issues to finding jobs and getting back on track in our life. I had experience where after 10 years of recovery, I wound up in a local county jail. And in that county jail, there was hundreds of guys needing places to go when they got out. 95% of the people there basically are there as a result of something they did under the influence or involved with drugs. And so when I was there, I realized that there was a need for a place for people to go rather than back to their neighborhoods or back to their environments. So
you're personally vested?
Personally invested.
Sarah, what do you do here at Fellowship?
So I originally came to Fellowship because I'm a woman in long-term recovery. I had a substance use disorder issue, and I came as a resident initially. What struck me as outstanding about Fellowship Living was they wanted to know who I was. They wanted to know my name. They wanted to know how they could help me. They humanized me and really treated me like a human being. So I looked forward to coming home. Basically, Fellowship saved my life and gave me the self-esteem and confidence to transform my life and move forward. And it's one of the main reasons why I wanted to continue to work with this organization, because I believe in what we're doing. We're trying to help people, one person at a time and treating them like a human being.
Passion makes a big difference in the recovery.
Yes, absolutely.
3 years ago, I found myself in a place that I was all too familiar with, which was the peak of a nasty drug addiction. So I had no intentions of getting help. I just wanted someone to talk to. So I went on Google, I found this hotline, and some guy answered. And it took him 3 days, but he convinced me to come to Florida. I got into a treatment program. My intentions were to run, like always, go back home, do what I usually do. And I heard about Fellowship. I came for an intake. And the difference between this sober living and others was the staff's ability to have an individualized approach of care, to make me feel welcome, not just another number, somebody that they can get money from. And that turned what was supposed to be a 3-month commitment into now a 3-year commitment. I stayed as a resident for about a year. I've been working here for about 2 years now, and it's the most amazing place that I've ever been to in my life.
Right now we have 220. We have 30 women, 185 men or so. And over the last 13 years, we've had over 4,000.
There's cost for everything. What does it cost to live here?
They basically pay what they call their rent, and they buy their own food. Now, we will help them when they come here. Basically, it's not mandatory that they have the money. What's mandatory to live here is that they want to be in recovery and are willing to do a recovery program. Their program, not our program. We support them in their program. We encourage them in their program. But to live here, they have to be doing a recovery program of either Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. Then they have to pay their own way. But we help them in that way, in that we help them find a job. We help them get prepared for a job. We help them get clothing and food and all the things they need, and get them started in their new life.
But it's little things like building credit, as silly as that sounds. Having the ability to make my bed without looking at it as a chore. Stuff that I always envied people in the real world of being able to do when I was in my addiction. Stuff that I've learned from having exposure to the staff here and the people who did the right thing and who taught me how to become the man that I am today.
Well, stigma is like one of the hardest things we have to overcome in recovery, both individually in that I am an alcoholic and I am a drug addict, and we're really working at changing that sense of who we are, and people recognizing that we have a disease, we have an issue that needs to be addressed.
Fellowship's like my home away from home, and I haven't seen my family in like a couple years now, and I have a family here at Fellowship.